Hello, my name is Sayyid Sajjad Hafiz. I'm the student of DHSFI University, Class 8B, enrolled in Professional Issues in IT. Today I'm here to present the ethics in network security. So let's start by defining what is network security. Network security is a set of rules and configurations designed to protect the integrity, confidentiality, and accessibility of computer networks and data using both software and hardware technologies. Network security consists of the provisions and policies adopted by a network administrator to prevent and monitor unauthorized access, misuse, modification, or denial of a computer network and network accessible resources. Network security involves authorization of access to data in the network, which is controlled by the network's administrator. So, why do we need security? To protect vital information while still allowing access to those who need it, to trade secrets, medical records, etc., to provide authentication and access control for resources. So, there are three main objectives of security: identification, authentication, access control. Something which uniquely identifies a user and is called user ID is called identification. Sometimes user can select their ID as long as it is given to another user. User ID can be one or combination of the following: username, user student number, user social security number, which is called SSN. Let's move on to authentication. The process of verifying the identity of a user is called authentication, typically based on something user knows: password, something user have key, smart card, disk, or other devices, something user is fingerprint, voice, or retinal scans. Let's move on to access control. It refers to the security features that control who can access resources in the operating system. Application call access control functions to set who can access specific, specific resources or control access to resources provided by the application. Let's move on to how network security works. Some data is also confidential. Not only do you want to lose it, you don't want others to even view it without authorization, which is called ethics. So there are several ways of security processes, um, in which number one is backup early or often. You can use the backup utility built on Windows to perform basic backups. You can use Wizards mode to simplify the process of creating and storing backups. Number second is use file level and share level security. To keep other out of the data, the first step to set permissions on data files and folder. If you have data in network shares, you can set share permission to control which user accounts can and cannot access the file across the network. If you share the computers with someone else, you will have to use file level permissions. Because they are available only for files folder, stores on NTFS formatted partitions. Number third is password protected documents. Many productivity applications such as Microsoft Office applications and Adobe Acrobat will allow you to set a password on individual documents. To open the document, you must enter the password. Number fourth is use EFS encryption. Encrypting a file or a folder is as easy as selecting a checkbox. Just click the advanced button on the general tab of its properties sheet. Note that you cannot use EFS encryption and NTFS compression at the same time. Number five is use disk encryption. Disk encryption products can be used to encrypt removable USB drives. Number six is make a use of public key infrastructure. A public key infrastructure is a system for managing public private key pairs and digital certificates. Because keys and certificates are issued by a trusted third party. Number seven is protect data in transit with IP security. Your data can be captured while it's traveling over the network by a hacker with sniffer software, which is against the ethics. To protect your data when it is transit, you can use IPsec, but both the sending and receiving systems have to support it. Now let's move on to impact on the of cybersecurity on society. Cybersecurity researchers have identified a total of at least 57 different ways in which cyber attacks can have a negative impact on individuals, businesses, and even nations, ranging from threats to life, causing depression, regularity, fines, or disrupting daily activities. These researchers from Kent School of Computing and the Department of Computer Sciences at the University of Oxford set out to define and codify the different ways in which the various cyber incidents being witnessed today and can have a negative outcomes. They also consider how these outcomes or harms can spread as time passes. The hope is that this will help to improve the understanding of the multiple harms which cyber attacks can have for the public, government, and other academic disciplines. Overall, the researchers identify several key themes, which are physical, digital, economic, psychological, and reputational. Each category contains specific outcomes that underline the serious impact cyber attack can have. For example, under the physical digital category, there is a loss of life or damage to infrastructure, while the economic category lists impacts such as fall in stock price, regularity, fines, or reduced profit as a possibility. In the psychological theme, impacts such as individuals being left depressed, embarrassed, ashamed, or confused are listed, while reputational impacts can include a loss of key staff, damaged relationship with customer, and tense media scrutiny. Now let's move on to example. Cybersecurity incidents are dramatically increasing year over year across the full spectrum of international trade. Due to their visibility, disruption of the essential operations of airline airport could feasibly be the subject of cyber attack by cyber terrorists. According to Norwegian publication Admiral, a cyber attack launched by a Russian APT group may have jammed Sweden's air traffic control capabilities in November 2015. In June 2015, one of Poland's airline, LOT, suggested that its operation as its Warsaw Chopin airport hub were disrupted by what the carrier said was a cyber attack on its flight planning computers. 10 flights were cancelled and others delayed. The problem was widely reported to have been likely caused by what is known as disrupted denial of service attack. When a hacker deluged an organization system with so many communication requests that it overload the server and it can no longer carry out its normal functions. So thank you so much. These presentations made by myself. Uh, so there are several resources which helped me a lot to in the making of this presentation. Now I would like to end my presentation here. Thank you so much. If you have any questions regarding this presentation, you can email me at my email address, and I will mention my email address in the description of this video. Thank you once again.